you all waiting. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chinatown. Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Peskin, for allowing us to come and hang out with you today. I'm San Francisco Mayor London Breed, and I'm here with many members of the Board of Supervisors, state officials, SF Travel. Wow, there's a lot of people here. And we all know that one of the biggest challenges that we're facing, not just here in San Francisco, but in this country and throughout the world, is the threat of the coronavirus and how it has not only impacted people and public health, but how it has unfortunately impacted our economy. When we first heard of this virus back in January, we immediately launched our Emergency Operations Center. And what we noticed during that time, and Supervisor Peskin can attest to this, that we didn't get a lot of support and people who visited our community here in Chinatown and other places. And as we can see, as this develops, this virus is not discriminating based on race. This virus is impacting people all over the world and has impacted a number of people right here in San Francisco. As of today, we are up to 14 cases, but I'm really proud of the work that has been done with the Department of Public Health to really be proactive in making sure that we are prepared, in making sure that we keep people healthy and keep people safe, in looking at our vulnerable communities, our seniors and people who have illnesses and other respiratory challenges, and providing resources and support for them, but also being aware that we have a vulnerable homeless population and making sure that we have places for people to be quarantined, people who live in SROs right here in Chinatown, and in case there is a situation that we as a city is prepared to handle it. But I want to be clear, we can't live in fear. We have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep ourselves, our families, our communities safe, but we also have to make sure that we are addressing some of the other challenges that have happened as a result of this issue. And that brings us to our economy. We are definitely going to be feeling impacts. And again, we're here in Chinatown because we know the businesses right here in this community have probably felt the impacts, the economic impacts, more than any other community in San Francisco. And so we have been working together, my office and the state, and as I said, a number of the members of the Board of Supervisors who are here with us today. We have worked together to come up with a number of immediate things that we can do now, and we will be coming back with other things that we can definitely do in the future. But for now, we wanted to provide some immediate relief to our small businesses. So I wanted to make an announcement today about some of those things that we plan to do. So working with our treasurer, Jose Cisneros, and other city departments, we've been able to identify a number of ways that the city can provide immediate assistance to small business. To begin with, we are allowing small businesses to defer the next round of quarterly business taxes to next year in February of 2021, which I know is going to provide significant relief for our small businesses. We will also be delaying a collection of our unified license bill for at least 3 months. So these bills include charges for restaurants, for food trucks, for bakeries and other small businesses from various city departments. We know that this has been a real challenge in general for small businesses. So at this time, our plan is to delay those fees, and we are actively looking at other ways we can delay even more fees for our small businesses as they deal with this challenge. We also understand that our community-based organizations, our nonprofits, are wondering, well, what's going to happen to us and our workforce, especially those who may stay home because they may need to care for a child or a sick parent and may not have sick leave. We will work to make sure that all community-based organizations and nonprofits that receive funding from the city continue to receive that funding. So we want to make sure that you know that in today's emergency declaration that I signed, it was a revision to make sure that we are able to support our small businesses through this situation. We are also establishing a fund to provide immediate relief to those impacted small businesses, and we are starting with $1 million for this fund, which will provide at least $10,000 grants for small businesses. And so our goal is to, of course, assess the need and provide the support immediately and look at increasing that support as time continues, as we are able to determine whether or not more businesses would need that assistance. So those are just a few things that we're doing here locally to immediately support our small business community. And we know that even though this is a small step forward, that there will be more work that we need to do to support our business community. And so as you can see with many of the leaders here today, we are committed to doing just that. I also want to talk a little bit about our efforts with our state officials, our partners, to find relief around employment benefits. In fact, this past Monday, I was in Sacramento meeting with a number of other mayors and the governor, Gavin Newsom, and also State Senator Scott Wiener, to talk about expansion of unemployment and disability benefits in a way that will help support people during this issue. We are also working with the private sector and looking to partner with our financial partners and philanthropy to identify resources like line of credit loans and other things for small businesses as well, and businesses in general. We are asking private sector employers to step up and to be as flexible as possible with their employees, with helping employees take this time that they need off if they are sick. And in fact, right in the city and county of San Francisco with all city employees, because we are encouraging people to stay home sick, if you are sick and you don't have enough sick leave, we will still allow you to advance that sick time. So you don't have to wait until you accrue that sick time. We will basically allow you to take the sick time, get paid for the sick time off, and you can pay it back after you work for the time that you work later on. So we in the city are leading by example by making sure that if someone is sick and they need to take that time off for whatever reason, they're able to do so and not worry about whether or not they will have an income. So our Office of Economic and Workforce Development, we're working overtime to develop, as you can see, innovative strategies that will help our business community, employees and employers. There is more to come. This is the first in what will be a number of announcements as they come, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that what we promise we are going to do to support our business community and our employees and our residents of San Francisco, we want to make sure that we can deliver on that promise. So we know that these are just a few things that we can immediately deliver on, and that's why we wanted to announce them here today. For resources, you can check the website oewd.org/COVID-19. And also, if you have any questions or any concerns and you want more information, you can always call 311. As I said, we are here to work together. We know that this has been a challenge for so many people. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty, and folks are wondering, what do we do? How are we going to get through this? We will get through this. This is not unfamiliar territory for San Francisco. We all can think back in our not so distant past to even the HIV crisis, and we got through that because we have some of the most talented and the best public health officials anywhere in the world, along with the H1N1 and SARS and a number of diseases that have sadly not only plagued our city but plagued our entire world. We got through it. We got through it by coming together, making good decisions, providing the facts, using data to communicate the message, and not living in fear. That's what is going to get us through this. That is how we're going to be a more stronger and more resilient city. And so again, I want to thank all the folks who are here today and who have been working with us. And I want to start by, first of all, acknowledging some of our elected leaders who are here. Our Assessor Recorder, Carmen Chu, is here. Our Treasurer, Jose Cisneros, is here. And then we have members of the Board of Supervisors, including our president, President Norman Yee is here, along with your supervisor, Aaron Peskin. Asha Safai is here, as well as Shaman Walton and Catherine Stephanie, and also Sandra Lee Fewer, and Raphael Mandelman and Hillary Ronan. That's almost over a quorum of members of the Board of Supervisors who I've been working with to deal with these challenges. And along with other leaders from the San Francisco Chamber, from the Chinese Chamber, from our business community, from SF Travel, we are all here because we are all in this together. We are all here because we are working together to make sure that we're providing the city with the resources that it needs in order to make sure that we get through this together. So with that, I want to start with State Senator Scott Wiener to talk about some of the work that they are doing on the state level to help us address this very significant challenge. Senator Wiener.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And first and foremost, I want to just say that I have complete confidence in Mayor Breed, in the Board of Supervisors, and in the San Francisco Department of Public Health to keep this city safe and healthy and get us through this. We have the best Department of Public Health in the country, bar none, and our city government is going to do and is doing a great job here. We are also very focused at the state level on the health of our community because no city or no county is in a vacuum. We're all in this together. And the governor and the leadership of the legislator and my colleagues, we are focused on this every single day. We're going to get through this. We're going to flatten the curve, and we're going to keep our community as healthy as we can be. But there is a lot of pain that this process is causing and is going to cause with people who are getting laid off, with small businesses that are struggling and potentially shutting down, people who are losing hours, workers who are going to struggle to pay their bills. And we need to make sure that we soften the blow, that we are supporting our service workers in particular, people who cannot telecommute, people who cannot just take some time off, and our small businesses who have very, very little cushion and margin of error. We have a number of state safety net benefits that not everyone always knows about. And I encourage people to look into it to see if you can be helped. As the mayor mentioned, we have disability insurance when people are sick and unable to work, particularly for an extended period of time. If someone has to take care of a loved one, they can file for paid family leave. And we have some of the most robust paid family leave in California among the 50 states. There is unemployment insurance, of course. In addition, for employers and businesses that are impacted, there is a reduced work hours benefit where someone whose hours have been cut can get partial unemployment. You don't have to be completely laid off to get unemployment benefits. In addition, businesses experiencing financial hardship can apply for a 60-day extension to pay their payroll taxes. And the state, of course, we've made sure to waive all co-pays and making sure that people can get tested for COVID-19 and that they're not charged for hospital services and co-pays as a result. This is just the beginning. I am confident that we will see more work happening at the state level to make sure that we are having that robust social safety net for individuals who are at risk, for workers who are struggling, and for our small businesses. And I will close by saying, we need the federal government to step in a big way. The federal government is the only level of government that can actually spend and even go into deficit to spend, which we cannot do at the state level, to make sure that we are providing that stimulus and not a bad stimulus like what the president is proposing, but a stimulus to actually support workers and small businesses. The federal government is in the best position to do that. We are all doing everything we can at the local and state level. We need the federal government to be a strong partner here. So let's pull together as a community, and I know we're going to get through it. This is the best city and the most resilient city on the planet, and I am optimistic what we're going to be able to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Weiner. President of the Board of Supervisors, Norman Yee.
Thank you, Mayor Bree, and thank you, State Senator Scott Weiner here. I'm really glad that the state is going to weigh in on this because we can't do it by ourselves, and we can't do it in isolation. Mayor Bree, as you named off my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors, there's 8 of us here. We have a super majority, so whatever you want, we'll give you. Now, no, this is not a joke. We have traditionally 2 branches of government here, the executive and the legislative. And we do battle sometimes. And we disagree sometimes, and we agree sometimes. And this is one commitment that all of us, all 11 of us on the Board of Supervisors are agreeing to, that this is not about the legislative branch. It's not about the executive branch. We have one government. We're all elected. We're going to work together. We're totally committed to this in terms of solving this issue and also to provide some of the relief that we need to give to businesses, to workers, and everybody else that's going to be impacted with this virus. Now, one of the things I want to mention is that the board itself had not had the opportunity to really come together to have a discussion. And people have, my colleagues have urged to have this type of discussion. Thank you, Supervisor Ronan, for spearheading some of the push. And next week, at some point next week, we will have a discussion in which we could actually be part of the solution, and the mayor's department heads will be there to help with this discussion. So rest assured, we have no division when it comes to this virus because it's going to take all of us to battle this, then we're going to defeat it quicker than people will realize. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your leadership, President Yee. And now at this time, I'd like to introduce the supervisor for this community, Supervisor Aaron Peskin.
Daigaho, Ohio, Samkoisi, Chamsi, Poisikam. Hello, everybody. I'm District 3 Supervisor Aaron Peskin, and welcome to the northeast corner of San Francisco, to a community that on the business side and on the residential side has been impacted long before the rest of the city and county of San Francisco. And thank you, Mayor Breed, and to my 7 colleagues, a supermajority of the board, for gathering here today because Chinatown is indeed suffering. Let me also give you Dr. Colfax's advice, which is after today, none of us should ever stand so close to one another as we are right now. Sorry, that was bad material. To Mrs. Lee and her son here at 150 Waverly Place, who are suffering like many businesses throughout the city and county of San Francisco, thank you for making your shop open to all of us. To all of the folks from Chinatown, the Chinese 6 companies, the presiding president, Ding Li, to the Chinese Chamber of Commerce represented here today, and to this community, and I've seen it all before. I've been a member of this board during 9/11. I was a member of this board during SARS, and I was not a member of this board during the AIDS HIV crisis, but this city, as the mayor said, will pull through. We are resilient. We have each other's backs, and what the president of the board just said is absolutely right. We are going to transcend politics. We are all going to work in the public interest. And we all understand that our #1 priority is public health. But part of public health is economic health. And the package that the mayor and the board are announcing today is the first step. There will be many more steps to this. This is going to continue to evolve as the situation evolves. These are extraordinary times. Today, the mayor and our chief health officer took extraordinary actions. This is going to be the new normal until we reduce and defeat this virus that is in this town. Wash your hands, 20 seconds, wash your hands. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, colleagues.
And thank you to President Yi and Supervisor Peskin for continuing to be leaders on this issue. I really, truly appreciate it. And now I'd like to introduce the President of the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce, Rodney Fong.
Thank you very much. As the mayor alluded to and Supervisor Peskin alluded to, San Francisco has seen many challenges. These walls, this alley, Waverly Place, has seen many challenges before our own lifetime. I want to thank Mayor Breed for taking fast action, decisive action to support our small businesses and our working class families here in San Francisco. This is exactly the kind of leadership we need right now. Our small businesses and their employees are going through a critical time right now. Small business owners and myself in the tourism industry understand as a small business owner how difficult and fragile small business is. One bad week, one bad month could really take you over the cliff. And so we're being very diligent and efficient about that. We know that this economic crisis hits the folks that are hit the hardest, and the hardest hit are the small business and families and our frontline staff here in San Francisco, a hospitality city. The directives the mayor is announcing today will bring immediate relief to small businesses and their employees, and who are suffering from major cash flow problems at the moment, and maybe for the next several weeks. These directives will allow small businesses to stay afloat, to pay their rent, to continue to pay their employees, so important. And this is a first critical step towards creating an economic resilient city. A city this may be a little bit of a journey, but we are going to succeed. And so we stand here proud to work with all of our electeds here and the mayor in solidarity to make this a great city, to make this potentially a learning lesson for other challenges that may occur in San Francisco. And so we are going to be strong. Chinatown is very strong. Thank you very much.
We also have with us Kidman Chan, who is the Vice President of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce. Kidman?
On behalf of Chinatown and Chinese Chamber of Commerce, and we are so glad that Mayor and Supervisor take a proactive action to against this virus, to promote the business in the community. And the government, they do all the steps. I hope the community around the Chinatown and the San Francisco, we have to do something else too. Government do their part. We have to do the business in our part. We come out to shopping. We come out to restaurant to eat, to support the local business. And we are working together. We can overcome this difficult time. Now, let me use Chinese say some word. 我哋商會舊金山中華總商會好多謝三藩市市長同埋 Supervisor， 佢哋想盡一切辦法係幫助我哋三藩市嘅經濟。佢哋做咗好多佢哋應該做嘅 emergency planning。但係我哋作為社區嘅一份子，我哋要出嚟去 support， 去呢個支持我哋社區嘅生意，就希望大家出嚟多啲 shopping， 多啲去餐館食飯，係幫助我哋呢啲咁嘅 local small business 渡過呢個難關。多謝。
Thank you. I'd now like to ask our Assessor Recorder, Carmen Chu, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Breed. I'd like to ask our treasurer to stand beside me. I think that many of the leaders who have come here today, not only our mayor, our board of supervisors, our state representatives, but Jose and I have been working around the clock to also figure out ways that we are able to help to support our community. I think a lot has been said already about the importance of all of us taking very decisive action and making sure that we are doing all that we can to help support our local businesses. But the one thing that I just want to say is that this is not the last action. I think what you're seeing here is a united front to say that no matter what it is that we believe in terms of our political preferences, this one issue is something that transcends all of that, and we're committed to making sure that we address it appropriately. Remember, when we're talking about our small businesses and the people who are employed by those small businesses, This is not something about people who are once removed. These are our neighbors. These are our friends. These are the people who are in our community who are being impacted. So as much as we are seeing this relief package hit our local small businesses, it really is about helping our neighbors and helping our city and our communities. And so I applaud all the efforts here. I know that all of us who are standing here before you are committed to ensuring that we continue to monitor the situation, continue to take action to preserve and to make sure that we're healthy, and we're going to continue to support our local communities, our friends, our neighbors.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jose Cisneros, San Francisco Treasurer. I'm proud to stand with Mayor Breed and the rest of the city leaders to deliver the help we can to support businesses, particularly small businesses, particularly businesses that are suffering during this time. In the Treasurer's office, we manage the city's banking, investments, and tax collection. And we work very hard to make sure we can do everything to support our local community and the businesses in it. I just want to expand a little bit on what the mayor announced. There are two important payments that we are, as a city, deferring in order to provide some relief to thousands of businesses here in the city. All of the businesses that pay business taxes, many of them are required to make quarterly payments during the year. And the small businesses that we have selected, there will be 8,000 of them that will not be required to make their first quarterly payment, which would have otherwise been due by the end of April. They can instead make that payment on time and in full by the end of February of next year. A 10-month deferral on the time they can have to make that payment of their taxes. And then over 13,000 of our many small businesses here that pay license fees would normally have an annual payment due at the end of this month of March, just a couple of weeks from now. The mayor and all the leaders you see in front of you have come together, and we have given a 3-month extension on that payment for over 13,000 businesses here in the city, most of them small businesses, to wait until the end of June to make that payment. We're doing everything we can to support the small businesses here, make sure everyone survives these difficult times. Thank you.
So just before we ended, I also wanted to thank Joe D'Alessandro from SF Travel and Kevin Carroll from the Hotel Council, as well as many of the members of the Small Business Commission that are joining us here today. Again, we will continue to work together to make sure that, and I appreciate what Supervisor Peskin said, we have to protect public health, but we also need to protect economic health. And that's what we're committed to doing. There will be other announcements. So thank you all again so much. And please make sure after this press conference that you go eat at a restaurant here in Chinatown. Thank you.